apparently this. Never mind. Probably shouldn't say that. I mean, maybe I could. I don't know. 3-letter agencies apparently still operate 4 F-117 Nighthawks for the United States military. I didn't know that. Yeah. We have 4 of them in our inventory, and they're operated by 3-letter agencies from what I was able to find on the internet.
And that's just what's declassified.
Yeah, that's... Well, like, this is the thing. Recently, we've come up with some shit. All right, my missiletism's going to take off here.
Do it.
Right?
No pun intended.
We've come up with some... And it's just, if anyone else in the world had done this, we'd be like, oh my God. But because it's us, the world's like, okay. Like, they're just so used to us coming up with weird shit. So we took a Standard Missile 6, which is a surface-to-air, I think it also has surface-to-surface capability, out of a vertical launch system on an Aegis fucking destroyer. And we're like, yeah, let's put it on the bottom of that F-18. So now we have the AIM-174. Yeah. It's
what?
By the way, it's the return of the Phoenix missile. The missile can go further than the F-18 can see with its radar. So the way it's going to work is another plane can lock onto a target that AIM-174 fires from beyond the horizon.
That is so fucking cool. It's literally the baton race.
When you think terrifying.
It's the
That is so
F-35.
fucking neat.
The F-35C will find the bad guys, and the F-18 is the bomb truck. That's the missile truck.
That's just so terrifying. Like, you could be chasing an American aircraft and be like, ha ha, and then a telephone pole comes out of the stratosphere and sends you back to your god. Like, that's just the most terrifying shit. And
I
then
would hate to fight America. Like,
Hey, I got a guy up here we need to kill. Okay.
look how fast that jet's going. What the fuck? It's dead.
Well, I can tell you, I have no idea what went through someone's mind when they decided to fight us.
I could tell you.
Well, 556. You know, like the star. You know, there was there was this one guy. I remember he was Jam. You know,
a little closer.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good.
This one guy, he was Jam. You know, and the kid worked in the Iraqi police station. And he was kind of assigned to us as like a little helper boy. Like, we'd give him a couple of bucks and he'd go get Aish or, you know, whatever, you know, bread and Cokes and stuff like that. And one time I saw that he was taking down like our bumper numbers on our vehicles, you know. And, you know, he was Jam, Mahdi Army, right? And I was like, dude, you know, I'm the kind of Maribik. I was like, you know, Omar, are you going to kill us today? La 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 la, Siddiqui, Bukara. Tomorrow I kill you.
Would you like to meet a bear? But your missiletism.
My missiletism. Sorry, jumping back to my missiletism. So there's two more things. One, this is still in development right now. I just heard about this thing. Never seen a picture of it. I have no idea how it functions. But I don't know if you know, very recently the United States Navy did a SINK-X where they take an old ship and they're like, we're going to fuck this thing up until it sinks. Yeah. Which is cool. I love that we do that. They took a B-2 stealth bomber. By the way, there's 2 countries in this world, those who use the metric system and those who have stealth bombers. So
I think it's alarming how long we've had them.
Yeah,
that's my favorite part.
Yeah,
they still work.
They almost have a bomber that's comparable to the B-2. It's like that shit we had 48 years ago.
A fucking century.
But
America does it right.
Sucks to not have Howard Hughes.
So they dropped this bomb, and it's a bomb from obviously a stealth bomber. Cool, and they're like fucking 50,000 feet up. Cool, but it's called a quick sink, and it's literally designed to fuck up boats, which is a great name.
They're awesome.
I don't know much about it, but apparently it can track down a boat traveling at like 45 knots. So from the stratosphere, a stealth plane can drop a bomb that chases you the fuck down on a boat. God bless America. I love that. That's my.
Wait, okay, why is it called the quick sink?
I'll show you.
Well, you don't want a slow sink.
To quickly sink
You have plenty of time.
To quickly sink your fucking boat. That's what it's designed for.
What does it do? Is it like...
I have no clue how it works. I don't know shit about it. It's still, from what I read, it's still in development. I don't think it's fully
We're
out
gonna
yet.
say, okay, there's a boat in the water.
Oh, wow. It broke
That's called a fucking bomb.
I would assume
It's just a
it
big
would just be
bomb.
like some sort of like explosion under the surface that creates a vacuum
No,
or something.
it is.
or just
It destroys...
Like, it's under the water already.
That's crazy. It could be one of
reminds me of
those.
that thing we did for Mr. Beast with his boat.
Watch.
I mean,
This is...
By the time the smoke clears, it's just underwater.
God bless America. I love it so much.
That's amazing.
God, make sure to leave cookies and milk out for Raytheon tonight.
It's so good. And then the last thing.
So good at Mad Libs. A missile goes down your chimney.
Oh my God. That's for the bad
I
boys
can't
and
talk
girls.
about the weaponeering part of that.
But so very recently, we know Iran was playing a game of fuck around, and we helped them find out a little bit. Honestly, it was just a flex. So they fired X amount of drones, like 400 drones and missiles at Israel, right?
Yep.
And obviously, Uncle Sam was up there just playing fucking whack-a-mole. We were having fun. We were using it to just train. That's really what it was for. We just sent up our pilots. We're like, take out as many drones as you can. Whoever comes
Every
back with the most
single
wins.
one of those things was a lifetime of minimum wage taxes.
Like, that's what it was. It was just... So, but what they did is they, for the first time in history, I believe it's the SM-3. I'm almost positive it's the SM-3 because the SM-2 is like a Patriot, kind of, and the SM-6 is more like a THAAD Talon. So the SM-3 is designed to go way the fuck up there. So they smoked a missile outside the atmosphere. Now, that may just sound like amazing and cool on its own, but like I want to put this in perspective. So when we defended...
Outside the atmosphere?
Yeah, exo-atmospheric. It went outside the atmosphere and said, I'm going to fuck you up out here. You're not hiding from me.
That's crazy.
It's like straight up Iron Giant, I am Superman.
Yeah, like from a boat at sea level, okay? But the crazy thing is, so most air defense systems, like we work best when we are the target. So like if I'm protecting an airbase, I'm on that airbase. And as the missile comes in, I shoot it as it's coming back down in its terminal phase. Patriot shoots in terminal, THAAD shoots in terminal. So the phases of flight of a ballistic missile going off on a missiletism is launch, boost, apogee, separation, and terminal. That's how an average ballistic missile flies. At apogee, which is its highest, which is usually when they're outside the atmosphere, depending on the missile, they're also moving the fastest. They have the most amount of energy. The Navy said, fuck you, I'm going to kill you when you're your fastest. So now I'm 100%, after seeing that, I am 100% convinced that the modern U.S. Navy can smoke an SR-71 Blackbird. Just because of that. You can't get high enough and go fast enough for them not to be able to kill you.
Which, when we were talking about this a little bit earlier, I am 100% convinced that we absolutely did not need to do that.
There's no reason.
We just did that for practice. We're like, I just want you to fucking know we can.
Like, that's the amount of just, I'm going to do this because whatever reason. I love that. When I tell people, like, Patriot is a good system. It's a fucking great system. Aegis is better in every way. Every shape of the idea. I tell people, like, the easiest way to compare them is Patriot can see you if you're the size of a softball and about 100 miles away. That's kind of the common connotation. Aegis can kill you if you're 190 miles away and the size of a golf ball. And that's 190 in any fucking direction. Horizon to the space station, whatever the you want to be away.
Is that by proximity of the explosive? Or is it like the actual impact?
From launch.
Depends on the interceptor. Depends.
We've had it since the 80s.
Yeah.
We've had Aegis.
I know it's an old system. I just don't know if they're considering lethal range, like from when the missile explodes in the blast radius, or if it's like impact a golf ball.
So I believe it would be for that.
And I'm also not sure if you're allowed to say.
Well, I don't.
I know. Now we're in that weird
I was
territory.
like, I don't know for the SM2, 3, and 6 that they still use. I don't know which ones are proximity and which ones are kinetic. So Patriot, like Pack 2s are proximity, shotgun blast.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this the exact same way. A CW3 said this. I'm not going to say his name in front of my entire battalion. Okay. Pack 3 is like some of you boys when you were 15, tip to tip. He said this in front of the whole fucking battalion.
It's like the Interstellar thing. What are you doing? Docking.
And pack two is like some of you other boys at 15, tip to explosion. And I was like, fuck. He said this, and I just all of a sudden, quietly, like, this man should lose his job immediately. But we're like, he's a CW3.
This is the only podcast for him. We got demonetized. Was it the slurs or the government secrets?
We are the legit. We are the War Thunder of podcasts.
Brought to you by. Wait.
Hey, history man.
When was that system developed?
The Aegis combat system was in the 80s.
Yeah.
But so this is the thing.
That's what makes it more terrifying, because it's like that is from the 80s tech with AI and the weapon systems coming out from that is like
It is a killer robot.
What's
It is
so
a killer robot.
What's so crazy about Aegis. People think Aegis, they think of an Arleigh Burke class destroyer. No, it's the whole fleet together. So if Aegis, if an S or
Oh, great, we built a hive mind.
it pretty much is.
Yeah.
So if it decides, so like let's say a radar anywhere in the fleet picks
Elon's
up a target.
sweating right now.
Yeah.
Picks up a target, it can go, cool, I'm gonna kill that target with that boat's missile and fire it. Like it's fucking insane what Aegis can
That's
do.
really
Like,
fucking cool.
Wait,
It's-
now so it will be like, hey, this is the closest boat to
Yes.
this, and I will just take this.
Kind of
Yes.
like what I was saying
And
earlier.
it-
It's like it's a baton pass of
Like
like,
it's-
fucking technology. That's
and
wild.
it's doing it while it's moving on the ocean and fighting in hurricanes and shit. Like my radar, if it like sinks half an inch, it's like re-emplace me, and I'm like, fuck.
The missile knows where it is because the missile knows where it is not.
But sometimes it doesn't know where the ground is. I don't know if you know that. Yeah, Patriot chased enemy missiles into the ground in 2003 because it didn't know where the ground was. But now we teach it where the ground
Oh,
is.
allegedly.
Oh yeah, allegedly. We
There
didn't
just
do
happened
that.
to be a couple of bankers above the ground.